and development partners that the Tinubu administration will fully support initiatives aimed at elevating the suffering of persons displaced by conflicts and natural disasters within and outside Nigerian borders. The Vice President gave the assurance when he received a delegation from the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, led by its Assistant High Commissioner for Operation, Raouf Mozo, on a courtesy visit to the Presidential Villa Abuja. Commending the UN system for its assistance to Nigeria over the years, the Vice President said he knows how vital the UN system is. He said they have assisted Nigeria tremendously in addressing its challenges in the northeast and the nation as a whole, assuring the delegation of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's continued collaboration and partnership with key stakeholders in addressing critical issues affecting the well-being of citizens and other persons affected by conflict and natural disasters in the country and elsewhere. Senator Shatima noted that the Nigerian government acknowledges and understands the difficulty of the situation in the Sahelian region, noting that there is an incestuous relationship between ecology, economy and insecurity in the Sahelian region.
We're very honored to be received by His Excellency the Vice President. We discussed the situation of refugees in the country and we expressed appreciation for the asylum that Nigeria is giving to refugees from neighboring countries. We also spoke of the return of Nigerian refugees from neighboring countries. We were in Borno State a few days ago and we had the opportunity to see Nigerian refugees coming back from Cameroon, a very positive sign of how things are evolving.
President Bola Tinubu and his Equatorial Guinean counterpart Teodoro Mbasogo in Malabo signed an agreement on the Gulf of Guinea pipeline project, further affirming the partnership for mutual development. The statement is titled President Tinubu and President Mbasogo sign agreement on the gas pipeline for the Gulf of Guinea. In his remarks at the event, Tinubu, who is on a 3-day official visit to Equatorial Guinea, said the signing of the agreement will open up new opportunities for gas exploration and employment. He stated that the two leaders had discussed issues related to the creation of employment, food security, multilateral relations and conflict resolution mechanisms on the continent during a private meeting that preceded the signing of the agreement. Tinubu also revealed that the discussion with President Mbasogo also covered challenges of security, the African Continental Free Trade Area and food security. In his remarks, the President of Equatorial Guinea said bilateral relations with Nigeria over many years have been rewarding and emphasized the need to deepen cooperation across the salient areas. The National Judicial Council has recommended Justice Kudirat Kekereekun to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for appointment as the Chief Justice of Nigeria. This decision of the NJC is on the heel of the fact that the incumbent CJN Justice Olukayode Ariwola will formally bow out of office as the Chief Justice of Nigeria next week, Thursday, August 22nd, 2024. We have more in this report.
If approved by President Tinubu, Justice Kekereekun would be second female Chief Justice of Nigeria, coming after Justice Mokhtar Aloma as the first female CJN. Besides, the Council also recommended 28 candidates for appointment as judges of State Court and a candidate for appointment as Qadi of the Sharia Court of the FCT, Abuja, various state governors. The recommendation was made by NJC at its 106th meeting of August 14 and 15, presided over by the outgoing Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Olukayode Ariwola. A statement by the NJC Director of Information, Soji Oye, and released on Thursday in Abuja, contained recommendations. At the meeting, 6 candidates were recommended to Kwara State Governor for appointment as judges of the High Court in the state. They are Olawonyi Bijoke Olabisi, Abdulrazak Fatima Funsho, Folorunsho Oba Muritala, Diko Yusuf Adebayo, Adeniyi Oluwatosin Adenike, and Usholale Ajayi, Temitope Olalekan, Rivers State has 8 candidates for appointment into its High Court, and they are Onyiri Frank, Ugoji Victor Chinedum, Obomanu Gutswill Vidal, Ogogo Rita Chituru, Fubara Alatuwo Elkana, Kokban Bariyama Sylvester, Obu Ibitela Innocent, Madigi and Wifa Adedipe Lesse. On its part, in those states are 6 nominees, and they had Daomi Williams Adebisi, Fabuleje Adewumi Willem, Ogunwumi Jumobayon Leidowu, Dimeyi Ogunbayo Inomedo, and 2 others. The Inner Judiciary has recommended 4 candidates as judges, and they comprise Cor Vincent Desmond 4 others. In addition, the Council forwarded 2 nominees for appointment as judges of Benue State Customary Court of Appeal, and they are Onche Oga Ilawigo and Igba Theophilos Teile. NJC nominated 1 candidate for Kaduna State High Court, and the Zubaru Murtala Jafaru. A caddy for the Federal Capital Territory Sharia Court of Appeal was nominated, and he is Mohammed Lawal Munir. According to the NJC statement, all recommended candidates are to be sworn after the approval of the NJC recommendations to the President and their respective state governors.
The chairman of the House of Representatives Special Committee investigative crude oil theft in Nigeria has blamed mismanagement of Niger Delta Commission for majorly contributing to oil theft in the Niger Delta region. This was as lawmakers investigating the issue of theft and revenue losses in the oil and gas sector engaged with the leadership of the NDDC. Correspondent Nabuchi Kenabuchi sent in this report.
At the hearing, which was held in Abuja on Thursday, the committee urged them to be up and doing to help mitigate the challenge of oil theft in the country, engaging critical stakeholders to understand the extent of the criminal act and preferring lasting solutions. Some lawmakers said the lack of access to petroleum products for riverine communities and their mismanagement of the Niger Delta Development Commission's contribution to oil theft encouraged oil theft.
An economy like our own, which is largely till today depending on oil as a major substrate, major base for our economic functions and even for financing public services and infrastructure, cannot continue with this kind of serious challenge in the oil and gas sector.
Whatever crude you took from my backyard, refined in Europe, stops in Port Harcourt. It doesn't get to Bonny, it doesn't get to Krika, it doesn't get to Bukuma. That was the reason the NMPCL, lofty ideas, fantastic initiative, introduced the floating jetty.
In their response, the NDDC claimed that its programs and projects within the Niger Delta region over time have helped efforts to mitigate oil theft.
If you want to even travel to Nembe, you have to get to Yanagua and travel the same distance. So we have been able, by reason of that single road, been able to provide security, to intervene in any oil theft in that axis.
This road, hold on, this road that you are talking about, do you know that I can tell you how long it took NDDC to build that road? You know how long it took NDDC to build that road? I know the time frame that took NDDC to build that road you are talking about. 16 years, my brother. 16 years. Building 28-kilometer road. Whether it was you are making or not, is that the right thing to do?
On its part, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, who said they have convicted several individuals on oil theft and illegal dealings, noted lack of transparency in community compensations as well as in the implementation of best practices by companies. The anti-graft agency expressed worry over bottlenecks in curbing oil theft, calling for the establishment of a specialized court to enable speedy prosecution of suspected oil thieves.
We've also seen inadequate implementation of international best practices. It's one thing to say that this is what we do. The other thing, of course, is it being implemented by various agencies or various stakeholders?
There are cases that, oil theft cases that have gone on for over 10 years, some much longer than that, and then sometimes again, from the Court of First Instance, you see it running to appeal and then Court of Appeal and then to Supreme Court, So this also affects a lot in conclusion of the cases. So if we do have special courts, but not just specifically to issues of oil theft, but more broadly to the things that we do in terms of economic and financial crimes, this would also go a long way in assisting at the work that we do.
Other agencies, such as the Nigerian Maritime Administration and safety agencies that were also present at the investigative hearing, complained of not being carried along in crude oil dealings in the country.
The State Independent National Electoral Commission has expressed readiness to conduct a seamless and credible governorship election come September 21st, 2024. The resident electoral commissioner, Dr. Anubam Onoha, made this known at a one-day stakeholders meeting held at the Commission's headquarters in Benin City, the Edo State capital. According to him, the Commission have met some of the guidelines and will complete the process within a short period of time.
INEC issued a guideline and timetable for the conduct of 2024 governorship election. In that guideline, we have 13. There are 13 in number. And out of the 13, we are able to execute 9 seamlessly.
Chairman of the ruling PDP in the state, Dr. Tony Ezigbemi, stressed on the alleged threat of the opposition APC in the state as the INEC advised politicians to play by the rules. The stakeholders meeting was attended by party representatives, religious leaders, traditional rulers, security agents, and civil society groups.
One particular issue that a particular political party has been going all over the place in town, threatening rain and brimstone, that they are going to use federal might to disrupt the elections, change the results at the world level because they have federal might.
Election day, you will find out that some persons will be in different units, and the items are already in their various local governments. To move those items from the local government to the polling unit will now become a bigger problem. And from there, the disenfranchisement starts. The INEC is favoring one party to the other. So I really want you to look at that.
Also to advise politicians, the success and failure of every election does not squarely depend on INEC. Elections are judged in different ways. If you come here by 8:39, the materials are not ready. Of course, you don't have people who help this election is not.
The federal government has begun moves aimed at protecting the nation's critical power infrastructure as it ramps efforts towards providing quality, stable and affordable electricity to Nigerians. We have details in this report.
Speaking while receiving members of the Civil Military Committee on Energy Security in his office, Minister of Power Chief Adebayo Adelabu said the issue of vandalism has been a major concern to the federal government, particularly on critical national assets, adding that the matter is being handled with all the seriousness it deserves. He challenged Nigerians to take ownership of such national asset, as continuous debasing of such national asset would continue to retard the nation's development and effort to provide electricity to Nigerians. The minister said that to demonstrate the commitment of the federal government to providing electricity to Nigerians, President Bola Tinubu assented to the legislation to deregulate the power sector, thereby making the sector free of the encumbrances that had hindered its efficient performance.
Is going to send the right signals to the vandals of our collective assets. That's why I said, until the pressed men arrive here, we will not start it. Because whatever is worth doing at all is worth doing well. And our job starts from awareness creation. It starts from sensitization and sending the right signals to the general public that it is no longer business as usual.
As part of efforts to improve and build on existing infrastructure, Adelabu disclosed that he has taken measures to discard old structure that successive governments have ignored in addressing the problems with power supply to Nigerians. The minister commended members of the group for their patriotism, zeal and commitment to safeguarding the nation's assets and admonished them to continue in that spirit. He also promised the ministry's cooperation and collaboration with them in their assignment. Earlier, the leader of the group, Adam Sutako, said the importance of the energy sector in the nation's development motivated the desire to embark on their efforts to provide security for such national assets.
Unsolicited, this is greatly appreciated. Thank you. I want you to keep it up. And I also like the part of regular engagement and interaction, so that we will keep you abreast of activities in the power sector, so that you be automatic spokespersons for the ministry and the agencies. Thank you for offering to do that. The director Information and Public Relations is there, Madam, and Special Advisor of Media Relations and Strategic Communication, Tunji Balaji, is there. They have listened to you. We'll see what we can do. An official forum that will regularly bring us together.
It's an agenda of government as unassertive, unproductive, this government policy, this which is erroneous to a very significant extent. And until we begin to take ownership of governance, the citizenry begin to see government not as the epicenter of society, but that the citizenry own the government and should participate in governance, inclusive of protection of our critical national assets and infrastructure, the power sector will not function optimally. And if the power sector doesn't function optimally, we cannot have our economy run on full throttle.
According to him, the committee was formed in 2019 and they have devoted their time towards guarding the assets of the country in their little way. The body consists of the Civil Defense, the State Security Department, the Fire Service, other civil society groups, among others.
You're still on to Galaxy Primetime News, and coming up next. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, inaugurated a subcommittee to develop the framework for crude oil sale in Nigeria. The details and more will come to you shortly. Do stay with us. We're glad to have you back. Now, for more updates and latest news, please visit our website www.galaxytvonline.com. Connect with us on our X handle at Galaxy TV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/GalaxyTVNews. You can follow and interact with us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/GalaxyTV. Don't forget to follow and tag us on our Instagram page at Galaxy TV. You can also avail our eyewitness feature via WhatsApp. If you have breaking news around you, simply share your story by sending short clips or videos of the news on 018-666-669. Our social media platforms are user-friendly and can always accommodate your live updates and comments. ROI Youth Assembly has announced that it has received truckloads of rice of about 2,400 bags provided by the President-led federal government of Nigeria, and distribution has commenced to 436 groups in Kaduna. In an interview with newsmen who monitored the distribution, Chairman, Board of Trustees and President of the group says that the truck of rice were delivered to the forum after a request, and they have immediately commenced distribution across the state. A beneficiary, Fatima Lafi Gerba, who represented the women group, expressed joy over the palliative while urging the federal government to do more as there are more people that need to be reached.
Today, to get palliative from the federal government on behalf of Jem'iyya Matan Arewa, the Kaduna North chapter. If I collect the 30 bags, everybody knows we have a national chapter. Our president will take it there and will get across to our members.
Why we are here today is we have gotten a palliative from the federal government. It's not only getting the palliatives. A lot of governments are getting palliatives but not distributing to the grassroots. You believe me that most of the governors of northern part of the country, easily like Gombe and Co, are saying that they didn't receive their rice. We Arewa Youth Forum have received rice, 2 loads of trailers, and distributed to the grassroots.
We're here for a purpose. First and foremost, I have to acknowledge we appreciate what the president has done to us. We make a call and he responds positively, because today we are here dividing palliatives to almost 450 community, 163 civil society and NGO. They are beneficiary of this rice.
The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, has officially inaugurated a technical subcommittee to develop the framework for crude oil sale to local refineries in Naira. This initiative aligns with a recent directive by President Bola Tinubu to enhance Nigeria's refining capacity and promote economic growth. According to a post on the minister's official X handle, the inauguration occurred following a stakeholders meeting where government officials and representatives of local refineries, including the Dangote refinery, gathered to discuss the implementation details of this strategic directive. The committee members include the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Finance, Lydia Jafia, the Executive Chairman, Federal Inland Revenue Service, Dr. Zach Adedeji, representatives from the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited, among others. In his remarks, Edun highlighted the committee's critical role to crafting a robust template that would ensure the successful implementation of the initiative. He emphasized that the initiative was part of a broader strategy to position Nigeria as a refining hub, which will significantly boost the economy by reducing reliance on crude oil export and fostering local expertise in the energy sector. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAM, has observed a large number of candidates thronging into offices to resolve issues relating to the disclosure of candidates admitted into the Central Admissions Processing System from 2017 to date. In a statement released by the JAMB spokesman, Dr. Fabian Benjamin, the examination body said while it appreciated the enthusiasm, those concerned must correct the misconception that the focus is on candidate actions. It stated that the true emphasis lies with the institutions which must disclose all candidates admitted outside caps before the August 21st or 31st rather 2024 deadline, adding that this directive requires immediate attention and compliance. The board urged institutions to carefully review JAMB initial letter and ensure full compliance, as failure to disclose will result in severe consequences, while candidates are also reminded not to accept admissions outside caps. The board reiterated that candidates not disclosed by institutions will not be entertained, while it will not tolerate any condonement of undisclosed admissions moving forward. The Ogun State government has launched a health insurance scheme designed for the formal sector, comprising civil servants, public servants and workers in the organized private sector, as part of activities lined up for the 2024 Public Service Week. At the official launch of the scheme in Abeokuta, the governor disclosed that his government would pay 50 of the premium for every worker registered in the scheme. Abiodun, who was represented by his deputy, engineer Noimot Salako, said it is in the interest of the present administration to ensure the well-being and welfare of public servants while the engine room of the government. The head of service, Kehinde Onosoya, who in his welcome address remarked that good health is integral to the smooth and successful socio-economic endeavors of the people, underscoring the reality of the common maxim, health is wealth.
Administration in Ogun State, ably led by our amiable governor, His Excellency Prince Dapo Abiodun CON, places premium priority not just on the physical health of Ogun State workers, but on the total well-being of the entire workforce, and by extension, the people of Ogun State. This program, therefore, is by no means an accident. Rather, it is an intentional action.
It's continuous ingenuity in steering the boat towards universal coverage in Ogun State. And in conclusion, to our labor leaders, this launch is a testament that when we work together, we achieve a lot together.
Formal sector health insurance scheme for our public servants is a vital initiative that underscores our commitment to ensuring that every citizen has access to quality health care. Your efforts have transformed lives, driven progress, and made our state a better place. It is therefore essential that we, as a government, reciprocate this commitment by ensuring that your welfare is paramount.
Oyo State government has cautioned all warring factions in the Oyo zone of the state to stop fanning the ember of communal clashes and discord over age-long land disputes in the communities. The acting governor, Barrister Bayo Lawal, gave this warning during an emergency stakeholders meeting to broker peace between traditional rulers, local government chairmen and community leaders in Afijo, Oyo East and West local government areas over age-long land dispute. He also insisted that the state government will not tolerate any person or group attempting to threaten the relative peace and security being experienced in the state, adding that traditional rulers should rather synergize with the governments to tackle banditry, kidnapping and illegal mining in their domain rather than promoting violence due to land dispute. Barrister Bayo Lawal equally directed all parties involved in land dispute within the Oyo zone to file various previous judgment, report from various commissions of inquiries, as well as various legal documents to the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs within 2 weeks. which would in turn transmit to the Office of the Attorney General and Commission of Justice for necessary legal recommendations in the interest of peace.
We've had to open schools that have been closed for
19 years.
For 19 years. Because we will not allow violence to take root in any part of Oyo State. I bet you, whatever it will require of government to do to stem violence, we will do it. Only yesterday I was addressing some people, and I said we are very happy. Oyo is relatively peaceful compared to all states in Nigeria. Oyo is relatively peaceful. Government is deploying all resources to ensure that people. I want to warn. I'm not advising.
Purpose of this emergency meeting, because actually it was from the ministry that we rushed to His Excellency yesterday that we need to avert a lot of trouble in Oyo Zone, because we have seen a lot of destruction happening, houses destroyed, farmland destroyed, in the name of some people are trespassing, in the name of boundary dispute and all that.
Truckload of assorted food items have been donated to the Benue State government for the onward distribution of vulnerable groups, poorest of the poor, and people with disability. The assorted food items were donated by Renewed Hope Initiative, a brainchild of the First Lady of Nigeria, Oluremi Tinubu, wife of the Vice President, Hajia Nana Shatima, who represented her First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, at the presentation ceremony held in Makurdi, said the food items is intended to support those set of people to enable them cushion the challenges of hunger. The Benue State Deputy Governor Sam Ode, who received the items on behalf of the state government, thanked the First Lady Oluremi Tinubu for the gesture and assured that the food items will be judiciously distributed.
The food outreach scheme is specially designed to provide support to the underprivileged, in line with the resolve of the administration of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to leave no one behind in ensuring food security and sufficiency in the country. Under this scheme, a trailer load of assorted food items is being donated to the state government for onward distribution.
The Renewed Hope Initiative, under the Social Investment Program, especially the Food Outreach Scheme, has impacted the masses of our states in such an incredible manner, and our people are indeed happy. We have received donations of food items. Our people have been granted access to all forms of donations and livelihood support programs.
Meanwhile, some of the beneficiaries expressed appreciation for the intervention, saying the items will go a long way in cushioning hunger, particularly with vulnerable and disability people. International Organization for Migration, IOM, in collaboration with the USAID, has distributed hygiene kits and non-food items to internally displaced persons taking refuge at Orise camp in Guma local government area of Benue State. The items, which were conveyed from the State Emergency Management Agency SEMA warehouse in Makurdi, will be distributed to 13,500 individuals of about 4,200 households to help improve the well-being of the displaced. The IOM Wash Associate says a total of 10 items of various non-food items, which includes toothbrush, toothpaste, jerry cans, soap, bucket, among others, is also being distributed to the physically challenged persons, which is aimed at supporting the IDPs in their daily living pending when they return to their ancestral home.
We have about 13,500 individuals in this camp, coming from about 4,200 households. So we are going to reach each and every family with the distribution of these hygiene kits. In total, we have 10 items in this hygiene kit. The first item is the 25-liter jerrycan. As you can see, that can be used for storing water.
Over 120 farmers have commenced training and empowerment to cushion the effect of food security in Edo State and Nigeria at large. This was witnessed in Benin City, the Edo State capital, as the senator representing Edo South Senatorial District, Senator Neda, doles out farm seedlings after the training of farmers. Fielding questions for amusement, Senator Imason said the training of the Farmers and Empowerment Initiative is as a result of the food insecurity in the country.
But the economic realities of today, where a family cannot put food on the table, and also looking at the fact that it's better to teach a man how to fish than to keep giving that man fish. So when we teach people how to farm and how to manage their lives, I believe that they will go on themselves to also become employers of labor.
Some of the farmers spoke on the benefit of the training in becoming self-sufficient in Nigeria.
Really thank our senator enough for this program he has organized, and it's not just giving us what it's all about, it's telling us how we can sustain ourselves individually in Nigeria. We just having this knowledge has gone a long way to impact meaningfully in our lives if being properly harnessed.
This is my senator. The thing we do for everybody today, everybody is very happy.
Delta State government Apologies for the technical glitch. Now we quickly move on to the foreign desk for more news.
This is news from the international scene. Almost 10 months since the start of the Israeli genocide in Gaza, the official death toll has now exceeded 40,000. While this number is shocking enough, it does not take into account the various forms of death Palestinians face that are not directly caused by an Israeli bullet or bomb. The destruction of Gaza's medical infrastructure and the killing of medical personnel is another deadly driver of the Israeli genocide. It has resulted in unspeakable horror and suffering for patients and their families and led to many preventable deaths. At the beginning of Israel's genocide war, Gaza had some 350,000 residents with chronic diseases. How many have survived 10 months is unknown, but one estimate by doctors who visited Gaza puts the true death toll at 92,000. Another scientist puts it at 186,000. Israel has approved a new illegal settlement on a UNESCO World Heritage Site near Bethlehem in the occupied West Bank. Bezalel Smotrich, the country's far-right finance minister, said his office had completed its work and published a plan for the new Nahal Elet settlement in Gush Etzion, a block of illegal settlements south of Jerusalem. No anti-Israeli and anti-Zionist decision will stop the development of settlement, said Smotrich, who also heads civil affairs at the Ministry of Defense. All of Israel's settlement in the West Bank, occupied since 1967 and inhabited by some 700,000 Israeli settlers, including occupied East Jerusalem, are considered illegal under international law, regardless of whether they have Israeli planning permission. Minuchi Shafik, the president, a Russian court has sentenced amateur ballerina Ksenia Karelina to 12 years in jail for treason for donating $51 to a charity supporting Ukraine. Karelina, who has American and Russian citizenship, pleaded guilty last week after a trial held behind closed doors. Prosecutors had sought a 15-year jail term. The court in Yekaterinburg found her guilty of high treason and sentenced her to imprisonment in a general regime penal colony. Karelina has been accused by Russia's FSB security service of raising money for a Ukrainian organization providing arms to the Ukrainian military. Russian human rights activists said while living in the U.S., she has made a single transfer of $51.80 on the first day of Russia's full invasion of Ukraine on 22 February 2022. The FSB is thought to have discovered the transaction on her phone. When Karelina was detained, rights Peveti Udell said she had been accused of swearing in a public space, but initial detention for petty hooliganism was then extended when the FSB accused her of treason. Lastly, on the international scene, a 53-year-old woman has been sentenced to 15 months in jail in the United Kingdom for posting a comment on Facebook that masks should not be protected and should be blown up with the adults in it. Julie Church Lawton, Cheshire, pleaded guilty to sending communications on a Facebook group that threatens death or serious harm. Arab Adroy, prosecuting, told the court that one of the group's 5,100 members grew uneasy about several comments posted on the site following riots that started after the stabbing of 3 girls in Southport in July 29. Sweeney reacted to a Facebook image showing white Asian individuals participating in the cleanup after violent disorder in Southport following a comment of blowing up the mosque. And that's it from the international scene.
And now we'll move on to entertainment news.
Welcome to Entertainment News. My name is Rose Blossom Mwe. Here are the stories on the news today.
Nollywood actress Susan Peters has rained prayers on her son, Uche David, as he turns 5. Taking to her Instagram page to share photos of the celebrant, Susan Peters expressed how happy she is that her son has hit the 5th club. The proud mother prayed for him as she described him as God's child. That of young, talented and promising gospel singer Aduke Gold has been revealed. On Tuesday, gospel artist Esther Ibeke on social media had announced the death of Aduke with a photo of her. According to reports which made rounds, the upcoming gospel singer was pronounced dead by medical experts at the University College Hospital, Ibadan, Oyo State. The family revealed that the singer died of cervical cancer and the deceased body has been transferred to Lagos State, where burial rites will be held for her. The singer's elder brother, Theophilus Ajayi, who is a cleric, disclosed this during an interview with reporters on the circumstances surrounding her death. He noted that the family had obtained her death certificate and other medical report from UCH indicating the ailment that led to the singer's death. Ajayi noted that all the reports making rounds on her death were all false. He urged Nigerians to pray for the singer's family. Her brother, however, didn't address issues raised by other members of the family against UCH, in which they claimed that the staff of the medical facility were responsible for the singer's death. The hospital speaking out shut down the report as they stated that allegations by the family didn't reflect the true story of what happened. The hospital said they don't discriminate against anyone and treat everyone equally. Recounting the incident, they noted how the policy of the medical profession doesn't allow them to say much, as they revealed that the singer was in a serious condition when she was brought to the hospital and she wasn't rejected.
And that'll be all on entertainment news today. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Rose Blossom. Bye for now.
And that's all we have on Galaxy Primetime News. Thank you so much for being a part of the news. My name is Nenwarangi Mazaka. Goodbye.